Alright, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Drop Podcast. This is the podcast where we play games and hang out, and I pretty much talk about whatever's on my mind at the moment and stuff like that. So, once again, if you're watching on YouTube, we're back in this area. I did not, similar to last time, I did not do any research into what I'm kind of supposed to be doing, so we are just kind of doing as we go. Okay. So fall is now here. That is true, and it's a great season. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my my number my three things I'm grateful for. So I'm gonna start off. For one, I am super grateful for just fall. Fall is probably my favorite season. It's just a beautiful time of the year. It's just really fantastic thing. Like I always feel like growing up in high school, that's whenever the most exciting stuff happened. You know, like that was kind of like bonfires was like the biggest time when there would be something fun and dramatic that would happen with, you know, especially with the ladies. I gotta say, I've been reminiscing a lot in high school. I miss high school, like that fun, that chase, but it's so much better just being committed and settled and not really worrying about any of that stuff. Like it really is a lot better. And you're not, like, the biggest thing for me is like I'm not chasing anymore, so I'm able to just sit back and focus on me more. Like a lot of people, I think, get it wrong. Like whenever they say like, oh, or here's what I think this is I think it's BS whenever a guy will say something like, I don't want to be in a relationship because I don't want to, I want to be able to focus on me. You're not focusing on you. No, you're constantly, and I know this because, you know, I'm still in that age, where people are still, not settled in themselves and still looking for relationships. It never ever has there been a time where someone who wasn't in a relationship wasn't settled down. But every time someone's in a relationship, there's so much growth. Like, people are just so much more comfortable with themselves, and it's because they're not worried. Like, women are probably the number one stressor in a man's life. Like, you know, because we're all searching for that relationship, because it's natural, it's biological, you know. Like we just, if like women are the key to, like, are you how do I say this, if women are the key to reproduction, and life is about reproduction, and I guess it probably has something to do with, like, if you don't have, like, the keys, like, if you're not popular in that area or whatever, you feel worthless. Like, you feel bad, you know, and it's a terrible emotion to have. And so just being settled down in a relationship, like saying, you know what, this is a woman and I'm gonna choose that, it allows you to almost hack nature. Like, it's strange for me to say that, but, like, it's true. Like, because you just don't care anymore. And that way, like, you're even able to, like your relationships become better, and you just feel more comfortable in your own skin, and you're able to connect with other women differently. Like, it's no longer about, like, I just remember back in high school whenever I first came in, any conversation with a girl was just like it was a big deal, you know what I mean? And I would treat them differently. I treated men and women differently for sure. And it's, I mean, that sucks. Like that's a big, you know, I mean that sucks for me, like because I wouldn't treat, I think, men with the respect that they deserve, you know what I mean? Like I just didn't care about them. And there was a lot of really good relationships that I messed up on because of that. Like for example, I now it worked out for me in the end because I'm still with this girl, but back I think sophomore year, I skipped this guy's birthday party to go to a football game so I could hang out with this girl. And that was it was a relationship that I've since I've since kind of healed, but still it's something that you can't really, like, I did that, you know, and I mean I forgive myself for it, but still it's just it would have been so much better if I understood in myself, like, one, there's always going to be more other times where I could, you know, hang out with that person, but like I said, I didn't value a relationship with the like my male relationships as much as I valued a female relationship. And it's sad whenever I see people still in that place. Like, we're out of high school, but these people still play these weird games where they're like, I know this guy, and here's just one example. This guy, like, he would always back a woman. Like, if you walked up and you did anything, and a girl was like mad at you, like, he would walk up and be like, what is he doing? You know what I mean? Like, he would always get himself involved, if it had to do with the female. And it's just but the thing is, like, he got into a relationship, right? And you could tell he seemed better. Like, I thought he was growing, and then he dropped that relationship, and I could tell he went right back into that simp zone. You know, like, he was just it's a terrible thing to, I don't know, it's just terrible. And he's depressed for it, you know what I mean? Because he, for some reason, can't get a girl. Well, it's because he can't commit to one, but at the same time he wants to simp for everybody. So it's just, and he's not willing to build those male relationships. So it's, or he always puts a female relationship first and then a male relationship. It's a sad thing, but I mean, everyone has their own challenges, you know what I mean? Like, everyone has their demons, everyone has their struggles. No one's perfect, and I know that's just something that he's gonna probably be dealing with for a while. And yeah, but anyway, so back to what I was saying though. Like, I feel like being committed was the best thing that I did, and I didn't know it at the time. Like I said, of course, I've had my moments where I treated my own relationship not as I should have, and I didn't respect the person that I was in a relationship with. And so there's always going to be those struggles, but it's just, you know, stick with it, work through it, and make that choice in your head. Like, I choose this relationship. And it's like having that conversation with yourself that you choose this is it helps you kind of clear your head. Like, even though, because a lot of times, like, in those moments where you do feel like you like maybe this person isn't it because of XYZ, whenever you say, okay, I choose this, how can we make this work, rather than I don't like that she does this. If you say, how can we make this work, it's like family. There's things that your family probably does that you don't like, but to say that, like, I'm gonna choose to make this work, it kind of changes perspective from like, oh, they do this, to, okay, how can we make it better? You know what I mean? And then you're working together. And of course, here's where it gets complicated. Like your partner also has to be willing, right? Like your so trimester, swift blade, fast spirit. Sorry, I have to read this. I'll teach you skills. Okay. Your partner also has to be willing. And if your partner is not willing, then I would say like, okay, yeah, maybe this person isn't the move. And I do think that there is a maturity in being able to say like, okay, I don't think I'm gonna be my best self with this individual. But there is something to be said about making someone the best for you. You know what I mean? Or not making, but choosing and then working together. To do so, to make things right, you know. But anyway, I forgot where I was at with all this. So I forgot, was my thankful thing my relationship? Might have been. Okay, but I'm also just thankful for my male relationships too. Like I've been really, really working on my male relationships, and I realized like it's so funny to me. Right now, my male relationships are like what female relationships were for me in high school. Like my male relationships are now like those things where I have to remind myself, like, look, okay, I feel like I think about it in that conversation because I don't want to mess up. You know what I mean? And that's exactly how it was in high school with girls. So it's just funny in that way. But now that like I've been through it, like I have to remind myself, like, look, you just be you. Some people just aren't for you, and that's okay. But there's also a level of a feeling of just accepting that, like, look, this person just isn't for you, and that's okay. You know what I mean? It just means that they're not gonna be your best friend. You know, they're not gonna be the person that you talk to every single day, and you should want to fill yourself. You should want to surround yourself with people that are going to make you the better you. You know, and the better you is the social you, the person. So if you have someone that isn't really like whenever you talk to them, you just don't feel like you are able to fully be you, then don't stress about the fact that you're fake, because how can you be real if you're surrounded by people who you can't be you without being judged for it? Because look, it's all about that positive reinforcement. Whenever people do things, see, here's a good tactic for, like, it's kind of like hacking your brain. So whenever you do something good or whenever you do something and people laugh or people smile or people show some sign of I like this, you get like a rush of, like, I don't know, like adrenaline or like dopamine or whatever. You get like a rush of something, and it's in your head. It's basically telling you, like, do this again. We like this, and so it helps reinforce in your head and makes you happy whenever you do that. It makes you want to do that more. So if you're surrounded by people that are putting you down for being social or pursuing your dreams or stuff like that, it's gonna negatively you're gonna have a negative reinforcement, because it goes both ways. You're gonna have a positive reinforcement or a negative reinforcement. But anyway, but if you know that the right thing for you to be doing is to be practicing, I don't know, whatever good habit, but you're not being reinforced for it, you need to surround yourself by different people that are going to reinforce that good behavior that you know that will make you feel better. Because you can't do anything about your brain reinforcing that. People say, like, I think people misunderstand, like, whenever I talk about just being what am I saying? Whenever I talk about like, you're not a slave to your brain, it's not that your brain won't pump out those feelings, but it's that you can recognize that and there is something that you can do about it. There's an awareness that you can have, and then you can kind of hijack the system to positively reinforce whenever you do something good. And for example, that would be like if someone isn't reinforcing you to, whenever you're doing things positive, like if you're making music and you know that that's something that you want to pursue, but they're not reinforcing that, don't stress about, about like, oh well, what if I'm fake if I don't uh talk about how, like, no, this is my music and I love it. Love your music, just know that there's someone that you don't talk about that music around. Like, that's completely fine. And they probably shouldn't be the one that is highly involved in your life. Like, they're just not the ones. And you just have to be okay with that, And it does suck. Like, I know, like, the biggest struggle is whenever you're at school and you're surrounded by the same people every single day. That's something that I don't have an answer for. I don't know if there is a way to fix that. Because if you're surrounded by the same people, everyone's kind of getting reinforced by the same behaviors, Because, like, just for example, like, I remember before high school, I was talking to this girl, and she told me, she said, she was like, I remember asking her, I was like, who do you think you're going to be in high school? Because, I don't know, high school was like, it was a big deal, it was really cool. It was a really cool experience. And she was like, oh, well, I'm going to hang around the true and honest people. And she was saying all these things like, oh, I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to do this, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be, and that was her morals, you know what I mean? Like, there was absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like, that was her morals, you know what I mean? If that's your morals, then that's what you should do. It's like, as long as even if your morals, like, because I don't really consider, like, drinking a sin or anything, but if that's what she believes in, and she has a good reason why she believes that, but also has an open mind, like, then it's okay. Like, it doesn't, like, it's more like if you believe that drinking is wrong, do not drink unless you highly question it. But do not drink because you are surrounded by people and you want that positive reinforcement. But you have to have a good relationship with your body to truly figure that out. Like, just to, like, recognize, like, hey, this doesn't feel right. Or right now, I'm doing this simply because I'm in this situation. And then, if you're uncomfortable, have that conversation with yourself. Like you don't not have to change. It's not about being fake. If like, you're not necessarily fake if you question, like, hey, you know what, maybe I was wrong, and then see it more as like an experience for exploration rather than like you're lying to yourself. You know what I mean? But have an argument with yourself. Why were you against drinking before? Was it a logical purpose? And whenever you do that, you kind of realize that a lot of these things are more things that you just grew up with. You don't even really truly have a reason for these things. It's just practices in your culture, and so it's good. It's okay to challenge your culture, but don't do it in a way that's gonna harm you, is what I'm saying. And it will harm you if it's not in that perspective of challenging, previous stuff. You know what I mean? Just exploring life for yourself. It's that realization that, maybe I was wrong. Let me just, see. You know what I mean? But still, if you believe that getting drunk is wrong, then don't get drunk. You can still try it. You can still have the experience. But then if you do want to try getting drunk, that's also not I don't think there's a moral. I don't think there's a moral wrong or right to it. I said because I do still think that you are in mental control. I just think it kind of allows you to be more free, where like you don't have to be like it kind of it allows you to have shit, I forgot. They're saying if you don't try to get. Oh yeah, here's what I'm saying. I think it's still okay because you are still in control of you. I feel like as long as you are still in control, then I don't think there's a moral right or wrong. Because I do think it's a terrible thing to lose that control over yourself. And I say that because if you're not in control of yourself and your own emotions, you can really, really freak out at people. Like you can there's a lot of harm that you can do. Just as an example, to like whenever someone disagrees with you and you just feel that instantaneous that urge to just like you just get mad because you feel like you have to take the offense to defend that like we were talking about last time to defend like that piece of you, that fat that you're holding on to. If you're not in control, then you have that issue where those small things can really, really harm you, and you can harm other people, and that's the biggest problem. Because my rule about like morality is if you're not acting in accordance with like, okay, if I did this and if everyone else did this too, would the world be a better place? If you're not acting with that perspective, then, or if everyone was to allow their emotions to control them, then there would be a lot of harm and a lot of pain, and it wouldn't be good. So that's where that's why I think that. But anyway, then I guess the last thing that I would say, dude, I just want to say, oh, you know what? I'm thankful for creativity, like this game, and I say it because I love how there's all these it's cool in the way where like I can see how like the previous games have definitely influenced this game now, and there's a lot of really cool things that they've done for the Minish Cap that relate to these previous games, but like in a 2D way, and I think that's really, really cool. But so I like this positive reinforcement conversation. I think it has a lot of value. So I was listening to Jordan Peterson, my guy, and he was talking about just well, I guess just being shoot, to be honest, I don't remember. But now I'm distracted. Okay. So he was talking about positive reinforcement, kind of like do you guys know shoot, what's his name? I think it's B.F. Skinner. He was the big, like, he was the father of the shoot, what is it called? Like behavioralism, the that stuff. And a lot of, like, I think B.F. Skinner was I think I don't think he thought that people were, like, good. And a big, or I don't think he thought, or I think the conversation was, are people do we really have free will? And it's about this behavioralism stuff. Like, your brain kind of reinforces, you have all these things in your head that are telling you what you should do. And I think B.F. Skinner was a big proponent, is that the right word? A big supporter of that idea. And a lot of his work was done on, like, rats and controlling, like, rat behavior. With the big difference, and I was talking about this earlier actually, is that we can recognize, like, you can't do anything about your brain releasing, like, the stress hormone, or the stress whatevers that make you stress out about stuff and worry about things that maybe you shouldn't be worried about. You can't control that, and that's okay, but you can understand your body and be in that relationship with your body to be able to tell whenever, okay, this makes me feel bad. I should not be doing this, or I shouldn't be here, or whenever this person says this, that is not a good thing. So the key to that is, I mean, one, self-discipline, because it does take a lot of discipline to say, okay, this is bad, I need to stay away from this. But I think that's where that free will lies, where you can say, okay, yeah, I don't like this. This is not good. I need to get away from this. That is free will. That's your choice that you can make. And that's the big argument. Like, what is choice? And I would argue that choice is free will. That's what I would say. Holy crap. What the heck? The Dungeon Masters. By the way, what do you guys want to see after this? Because this game is pretty short, and I don't know how much longer. I'm gonna kill this thing right here. I don't know how much longer we'll have with this, so I'm thinking about maybe doing Dragon Ball Z, or also I was thinking about maybe doing, like, beats. So anyway, I wanted to bring this up though. I was talking to my my girlfriend, and she brought it up to me, and we were just having a conversation kind of about like, what, because I do so much, and I feel like it makes it hard for me to promote some of this stuff sometimes. Like it's hard to promote my music, because I have my music all jumbled in with the rest of all this, and my music is kind of something that I promote with this, but it's not the purpose of this. You know what I mean? So that it's this weird relationship where, like, I feel like if I was to do one thing differently, I would have put my music specifically I would have put my music on a different YouTube channel. I feel like that would have solved a lot of or answered a lot of the things that I'm trying to work on right now. Like, how do I more promote my music and try and get more views. Cause I feel like if people are coming for my music, they have to go through all of this extra stuff to see my music, you know. But my girlfriend brought up a good point, and I think it's true, and I think it'll make my music better. She said, you know, like why do you keep trying to like turn this stuff into like a business? Like just do it because you enjoy it. And that's true. I completely forgot about like that's what it was at first. It just I just turned on a beat and then I listened to it, and I liked to do that. It was just fun, and I felt more creative and more artistic, and like my ideas were better. It was a better experience, and I feel like I had more room in my head, more space in my head, and more time as well to be creative. And I do think that's something that I've lost a little bit. That but it's that I recognize it now. So I think even though I do think that my music would be much better off and would do better if I put it on a separate like YouTube channel, I do think that if I just keep it fun, if I just keep it something that I do as a hobby and not take it as seriously, the quality will be better. I won't be trying to push it out and just like make it happen, but like rather like just take my time with it and produce better quality over quantity. And that'll be better. And I know Gary Vee always talks about quantity first, and then worry about the other stuff, because people just want to see some content, and I agree with that 100%. But I just think that whenever it comes to music, this is something that I don't want to be taken too seriously. And so if I don't want it to be taken too seriously, and I want to keep the quality up, and it's just more of a hobby, that's something that could have a potential of income later on, then that's I think the better direction that I would rather take than to try and get it out now. And then come on. Try and get it out now, and then be worried about and then have like the quality not as good, and even the quantity might not be as much. Dude, that's crazy. This thing takes a whole 20 from you. Yeah. That's just some of my thoughts. So I think my music, I'm gonna take more time with it now. I will say I have an album coming out, and even though I did rush to try and get it done because I want to get it out, it is really good. It's a really, really good album in my opinion. I'm very, very proud of it. Very, very happy with it. And I think I do think that this is something that I would like to do for a very long time. That being just like creating music and creating beats. I think I want to try selling beats for sure, but like I said, I think I'd be better off if that wasn't like a huge focus of mine. But so that's what I'm gonna do. And you guys can stick with that or don't. But sorry guys, I think I'm gonna. Okay, did I miss something? I feel like I missed something. I feel like I should have got something from that. Hold on, let me go back. Whatever. So I'm gonna come back to this next time. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm trying to shorten these down to like more like 30-minute episodes, rather than like the 45-minute. Just from good conversation. Oh shoot, I forgot to get to my question of the days again. We could do that really quick, I guess. Yeah, we could do that. Alright, I'll do it really, really fast. I'll just answer it really quick. Unless it's a deep question, which could be. Well, you know, I actually can't even find it. So, but anyway, so, well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It's a wonderful Saturday, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday too, and spend some good time with family or with your, I don't know, kids or whoever. I just hope you guys just have a good time today, and do something that is, I don't know, good, healthy. I hope you guys kick some ass and just be awesome. I know I have work today. I have to work at my job, Lairmore. Oh shoot, shouldn't have said that. I have to work at one of my jobs, and it happens to be something. Ignore what I just said. But anyway, so I hope you guys, like I said, enjoy the rest of your day. I know I will. And make sure that you go check out my new single, Hot Pepper. It is out on Spotify. It is out on iTunes. It is out pretty much if you have a music platform, it's there. Amazon Music, etc. And if you want to, you can also go check out my website where you can find other content and other stuff and other music. And also my book. And like I said, I'm still working on that project and my next book, so. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode and today's topic. And if you guys have any questions, you can definitely leave them in the comments or DM me on my Instagram at JoshuaTBryan64. My website is joshuatbryan.com. And my name on Spotify is Joshua T. Bryan if you want to go listen to my music. So, that being said, once again, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And I will check you guys next time. See ya.